How do you break a bad habit? So many people do not believe that breaking a bad habit follows a predictable and measurable sequence of events. By using a physics analogy to represent the psychological basis of habits, it's possible to specifically outline why it is so difficult to break a bad habit and how we can overcome these barriers. First, it can help to see a bad habit as a force, specifically as the force of gravity. Whenever you try and pull away, it pulls you back, just as a ball thrown into the air is pulled back to the ground by the earth. It's generally accepted that it takes about 30 days to successfully form a new habit or break an old habit, but nowadays this process can take from 45 to 60 days. Now these numbers may seem daunting at first, but after being broken down into 4 stages, you will realize that it is not nearly as daunting as it first appears. Using the 30-day model, the first 10 days are known as the defying gravity stage. This is because you have changed your life the most drastically during the first few days. But this is not the hardest stage at all. In fact, the first few days are actually the easiest in creating a new habit because you have so much motivation that you are basically blinded from the difficult parts. However, you must still be making an entirely conscious decision to break your bad habit. The next stage is from 10 to 20 days, where you are in what is known as the active resistance stage. In this phase, your default behavior is still that of your old habit, and you have to use your willpower to not fall back into it. This is arguably the hardest stage because you have lost your initial motivation, but you are also not so far that you feel like you have made substantial progress. The hardest part is the fact that active resistance takes willpower, and willpower is hard. In fact, it's exhausting. I won't go into the details of the theories explaining why willpower is so exhausting in this video, but click the subscribe button to get notified when I do release a video in the future on why willpower is so hard for most people. In essence, for this stage, despite the fact that willpower is exhausting, decisions are exhausting, and focus being exhausting, you must take a conscious effort to make your new habits into your default behavior as soon as possible. And you can only do this by taking it one day at a time, one challenging decision at a time. Each time you make the correct decision, you get one step closer to your goal. Only by approaching the situation using this mindset is it possible to go forward in breaking your bad habit. The last phase is the acclimatization phase, and it typically lasts from 21 days to 30 days. In this phase, your default behavior has begun to shift away from your old habit. It is taking less and less of your willpower to deny falling back to your old habit, and as a result, it becomes easier to break your bad habit. It is extremely important to not cheat in this phase. By this point, you've accumulated momentum and some success by breaking the old habit for a few weeks, and as a result, this is the time that you are most likely to feel as if you have basically reached your goal, with a huge emphasis on the basically. It is imperative that you do not convince yourself that it is okay to just take one small break, or just eat one cookie, or just take part in any behavior that is an exception. Because in all reality, it will not be an exception. If you do give up on breaking your bad habit, you'll have to restart the whole 30-day process. As soon as you say, it's just one, stop and don't even consider it. For the fourth and final stage, we need to remind ourselves of the initial analogy, habits as gravity. After you have successfully exited the 3 phases I just talked about, you should achieve what is known as escape velocity. In physics, escape velocity is the minimum speed needed for an object to escape from the gravitational influence of a massive body. In this analogy, you have achieved escape velocity when your default behavior is no longer that of your bad habit. That's all I have for this video. I really hope this structure helps you in breaking a bad habit and seeing where you are in terms of breaking a bad habit. Thank you for watching. Leave a like to show your support. Comment down below about what you liked or what you would like to see in the future on this channel. And subscribe to stay up to date for more videos such as this.